Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Did she know what she was doing all along and just wanted to have sex with me one last time? My now ex-partner F45 went out one weekend with family and friends. We were together for 5 years and lived separately. I trusted her very much and always knew she hated cheaters and liars. Our relationship was at times difficult as she had trust issues because of her abusive ex-partner, but we got through it eventually and got on well. At the end of her night out, she posted a Snapchat story of her in the back of a taxi with her head on another guy's shoulder looking really drunk, and then later at his house with a video of one of her girlfriends singing but could hear this guy's voice. I had a bad feeling but thought it's maybe her friend's new boyfriend. Then next morning I called to see if she was okay but no answer, next again 3 p.m. in the afternoon but no answer. Eventually she called back at 6 sounding rough and instantly told me she slept with another guy. My heart sank. She sounded really guilty and regretful. Said she had also been taking coke all night and I was utterly shocked and she sounded it too. We arranged to meet up and talk. She said she didn't know why she did it and think it was just about sex. I couldn't understand why because we had a very healthy sex life together. I asked some details about if it was better etc, but she said she couldn't remember anything. I just put that down to she doesn't want to say about the dirty details, and she denied it was him in the picture, which I didn't believe. Said she was happy in our relationship and loved me very much and that they used a condom, which I believed. I thought this is no way she would lie about that. She left his house at 1 p.m. saying she was really upset at what she did and felt sick and she would never see this guy again and never cheat ever again. She was in his bloody house for 13 hours. I adored this girl and knew it wasn't her, and I trusted and believed what she said. We both wanted to work things out. We met up and talked on Monday to try find out what the issue was, and she couldn't find one and what we should do. Next day she came over and we talked a bit more to know how to make the relationship better and more assured. We had sex, felt weird, and for the first time ever we didn't enjoy it. She cried after and I told her it would go back to how it was before. I know she enjoys sex and after a few drinks she always has a horny hangover, so she maybe just needed to get it from me. It took her a few days to recover from the drink and drug fueled weekend, but I could feel and sense she wasn't right. Next day she called and ended it saying she can't be with someone she's cheated on. Totally blocked me everywhere instantly and told me I'd never contact her ever again. It was devastating. The love of my life was gone and I couldn't understand why she could cut me out so quick and so easily with no answers and no way to contact me. I treated her with nothing but love and respect and stood by her when she fell ill, but admit this felt a bit different during all the lockdowns with COVID. I felt really stupid and felt this is not the person I knew. I found an old phone, WhatsApp her asking if she was being honest that she used a condom. She read it then instantly blocked me with no reply. It just made me feel worse and wanted more answers I couldn't get. Feels like I've been used, lied to, and that she wasn't telling me the truth about the condom or anything else. Now think through it all once the anger was put away. She was out her face on drink and drugs, having coke-fueled marathon sex with a stranger at 45 and knowing she obviously wasn't happy and didn't want to say. She made so many wrong decisions that night and so many bad choices she probably didn't even have the presence of using a condom or care. I have no idea if she is with the other guy or taking time out to fix herself as she said. Just so hurtful. Someone who I knew she loved me very much at some point could be so cruel and knowingly put me at risk. Now have to take an STD test and figure out how to move on with my life after the damage she's caused. I just feel she knew what she was doing all along. Of course she knew. It is nonsense that cheaters have no agency. She fancied the guy early that night and went for it. It may have happened before. Whether she feels remorse at some point is not in your control. Work on yourself, feel the pain and start dating others when it subsides a bit. Use adversity to your advantage and move towards the life you want, not the life you thought you had. Best of luck. Run. Coke and a cheater. Those are two of the biggest relationship destroyers on earth. She made so many wrong decisions. She made wrong decisions? You had sex with a confirmed cheater just after she cheated with some guy. Did you at least wear a condom, or were you that eager to get to STD? I get that now. When you've been with someone for that long and though she wanted to stay, I believed her. She's 45, does coke and cheats. I know you don't feel this now, but you're much better off with her out of your life. Whatever you do, do not take her back. She is who she is and she ain't changing. Not at 45. She's a train wreck. Be glad she's gone. She's ducked up and the coke and booze and cock all weekend has left her completely down. She will probably come back. Don't take her. Kick her ass to the curb. Get tested for STIs now. That silence could indicate she's got something and is afraid to tell you. Don't wait. As for contact, stop trying. But at the same time, don't hide who she is. Don't carry her burden of guilt. Tell every single person who she is and what she did. Any embarrassment you feel is misplaced. She is the one who should be feeling like the immoral, uncaring, selfish, drugged up, alcoholic, cheating, lying, snake. And everyone should know who she is before she spreads her sickness to the next unsuspecting guy or girl. Stop beating yourself up over her choices. Please, she didn't use a condom. You will now need to get tested, then get tested at least 6 months out again. She threw away this relationship. Stop trying to reach out to her. Move on and don't look back, and for the love of God, don't ever take her back. She will cheat again. She probably went back to her drugged life, and buddy, you don't want to be in that kinda mix. Get yourself checked and count yourself lucky. Leaving at 1 p.m. isn't a woman feeling guilt. That's a woman raw dogging around 2 or 3. Yes, you're an idiot, but you have a chance to learn from this. You can't blame yourself for her actions. She is obviously deeply ashamed and isn't dealing with that well. I feel so sorry for you, as you have done nothing wrong and have had the rug completely yanked out from under you. Please be kind to yourself and try to limit the internal voice that wants to put you down and point the finger. You are probably better off, as she is obviously not in a state to be in a relationship right now. But give her time, give yourself time. She has probably blocked you, as she feels the more she talks to you, the more she is probably hurting you. Message me if you need anything. I have been where you are and it's so ducking confusing. You are right, except for giving her time. Giving her time for what exactly? It's over, she is out of his life, he doesn't need to communicate with her anymore. Bro, please recognize the fact that you have a life and good health to get to move on and be happy yet again. Life is full of surprises. Shocked face. Sure, there are a lot of good things stashed away, if you're able to get on track, right on with life. Give time to both you and her. Sort yourself first and then you can think rationally, and then you can think about her. Does the detail matter? The sex with who, how long, blah blah blah. All that matter is she admitted. Good enough for her honesty and you making an informed decision. So sorry to say, this time to let it go. Even she can't forgive, nothing much you can do but to move on, as sometime the hardest to do thing is also the logical ones as well. Take care and good luck going forward. That's the least of your concern. Take the STD test ASAP. She's ducked up and it's not your fault, and you are not responsible for her. Block her everywhere too. Get rid of anything she gives you and reminds you of her. Stay busy. It'll take some time, but you'll eventually purge her and move on. If she contacts you again, do not respond. Wishing you luck. It's funny, she has selective memory. She can't tell you of the experience, but she knew they used a condom. She has done you a favor. She will now be chasing that coke high. Things will never be the same. G27, left me, M32, for another man, M59. Basic info: we'd been together 8 years. We met at university, she was a year behind me, and have a shared mortgage. I moved to her hometown after she graduated, so the house isn't near my friends and family. I basically moved here for her. At the start of this year we'd agreed we wanted a baby, and we were both working towards that. She has been in touch, through texts etc., with M59, her old driving instructor, since around 2018, despite both me and her mother trying to show her it was creepy. Okay, so this is a weird one. I'm not sure where I went wrong here and it's killing me, but maybe an outside perspective could help. We had an argument 3 weeks ago, whilst on holiday, 2707, I asked her to upload a photo on my phone to Pinterest since I didn't know how, and she saw a few pictures of other women, nothing pornographic, literally like a FB photo. She freaked out, and eventually I had to drive her to a train station since she was adamant she didn't want to stay. When she got home, she texted me to say don't come back for a bit as she needed time to think. I thought I'd give her some space and time, then go back on weekend. I went back on the Sunday, 0108, and we talked, during which she said she didn't love me anymore and wanted to take the mortgage on herself. Then on Monday 0208, we had another chat in which she promised me she'd give us a chance. When I drove off and parked up at hotel, she phoned me and broke things off. After 8 years, over the phone. Flash forward a couple of weeks, we'd decided I'd take over the mortgage. She can't afford it on her wage but I can, and she'd move in with her parents. Then last Wednesday, 1108, we had a talk. There were tears etc., and she asked me if there was a chance we could be friends after this, maybe even a chance at trying again. I replied I couldn't rule it out, but we need work, counseling and stuff. Then, after asking me all that, she told me she had cheated on me with M59 and had been staying at his house while away from me. Turns out that when she got back on the Tuesday, 2707, she stayed at a friend's for a few days and then went to his on the Friday, 3007. According to her, up until she came clean she'd been round his pretty much all the time. Then her parents came round and she told them, and they kicked her out. And guess where she went? He had been texting her more and more for months, and she had emotionally and physically lost touch with me. But she never said anything, and despite all efforts she just wasn't bothered with us anymore. The worst bit for me is the loneliness. And the thought of her with him. I'm 6'2", muscular, and he's a fat, red-faced old man. I just don't understand. I'm trying to move on but the thought of it makes me sick. You'll never trust her again. Don't waste your time trying to work on this as she's proven she's not even remotely trustworthy. Remove her from your life as quickly as you can. Best wishes my dude, I sympathize for the pain you're going through. Breakups suck. She was always in contact with him and you literally saved yourself from more drama. Don't stay in touch with her at all. She might come back if the things with the other guy doesn't work out. You deserve so much better. It will be difficult at start but everything will work out. Thank you. Even if she does I wouldn't consider it, mentally I couldn't live with what has happened. She's broken, consider this a bullet dodged. Be glad you dodged a bullet. Refinance the mortgage and get her off of the deed of the home. It's a really bad idea to purchase property with anyone you're not married to. Go to counseling to heal. Do you want to stay in the town you are in? Can you sell the house and move back to where your friends and family are? Do you know how much equity you have in the place and how much she's owed from a sale? Maybe the funds can fund a transition period for you. I'm sorry this happened. Take care of yourself. I like the house and it's well placed for my work. We could sell but it's on a help to buy deal, on an estate that's still being built, so who knows how long it would take to shift. We've got very little equity in the house so would both end up losing a lot of money. I would like to just say duck it and move away but me taking the mortgage is the best scenario, financially. Thank you. You do what's best for you, even if it's staying in that house. Like someone else said, get her off the deed, and all your other accounts. Simply cut her off and don't give her a chance to come back, she'll use you and blame you for everything. Also, change the locks as soon as possible. You should rent the place out and GTFO of that town ASAP. 32-year age difference that's got success written all over it, smiley face, smiley face. Wow. I'll never understand what goes through some people's head. She is definitely damaged. Good news is you're still young and will find somebody who isn't a train wreck. Whatever you do, don't take her back. Whatever she's got will take years of therapy to fix, and life is way too short. This is definitely a her problem and not a you problem. Given the rather flimsy excuse to head home from vacation without op, the relationship was over then and there. Being shoulder to shoulder without hours away at work or the at-home schedule convinced her to run. Op and her weren't going to work in her mind long term. She was looking for an escape hatch. She proceeded to sabotage what may have been left of a reconciliation once home by committing to the meaningless old guy fling. He was a sure thing and a safe choice, safer than a stranger at a bar and something the op wouldn't forgive. Self-sabotage is common enough in all of our lives, it just played out with a few twists and turns here. She wanted out and didn't have the guts to do it with class. I feel like there's more to the story here. Did you convince her to change the mortgage to your name, or did she willingly offer it? Her initial plan was to change the mortgage to her name and I'd move out. In an ideal world that would have been the best outcome for the both of us, but she doesn't earn enough to meet the mortgage criteria, so it wouldn't have been approved. It was all part of her plan. The Facebook bullshit was a ruse. Get rid of her and don't look back. No friendship and don't come back. Don't darken my doorstep. She betrayed you and now get tough. Sounds like her type is geriatric power imbalance, not healthy equal relationship. Either she's too lazy to be a good partner for someone who'd expect it, or her views on relationship dynamics are stuck in the feudal era. Regardless, bullet dodged. At least you didn't catch her cheating with your dad at the rehearsal dinner. If she had gotten drunk and slipped up, it would be one thing. Potentially forgivable. But she spent months not mentioning that she was being groomed by a figure from her past. She has problems. Might be past trauma catching up with her, might be a mental illness, might just be a total lack of character. But in any case, I don't think that this is a rift that will heal. Counseling can help you recover from this. She should get counseling too, to figure out WTF is going on in her head, but that isn't your concern. In my head I think that's the worst thing. If it was someone our age, or like you said a drunken mistake, I could process it mentally. But not this. Morally it's sickening to me. Wife left me after 2 years of reconciliation saying I'm not good enough for her. Need support. This is my new account. I was previously a member of r/us and after infidelity, also posted on this subreddit after I found out almost 3 years ago. I feel like a loser. A pathetic excuse for a man. When I found out about her affair, she didn't want anyone else, she was all in for reconciliation. Did all the things that WS needed to do for reconciliation. We went to MC and she went to IC. We were also good parents to children. Her affair went on for 7 to 8 months, but I tried to work through it and she also supported me. Now, she met another guy a few months back and now she is saying she cannot live with a man like me. She says I am too weak to handle a wife like her, said she felt she wasted 2 years with a doormat like me and it was like a living hell for her. She is now moving in with the other man next month or so, but is temporarily staying with him with some of her baggage. I'm left here with my kids sleeping in the other room and myself to deal with my emotions. I want to die, but I'm not taking such a step. I don't know the reason why I'm writing this. I'm tired and I will probably just go back to sleep, but wanted to thank you people on this sub for giving me the right advice I must have followed after D-Day. Instead I did the opposite and now left alone with my pain and suffering. TBH, she sounds like a sociopath. And by getting angry at you is masking her guilt. And not having to acknowledge she's a serial cheater. You tried. You really did. You reached out and you did the compassionate thing where you tried to see the good in someone and forgive them. In an ideal world that would have been enough. But because she's selfish and seems to have a rather overinflated opinion of herself, She equated kindness with weakness. And probably her own guilt was still there. I reckon the reconciliation was one part her trying and another part her prior affair fizzing out. And sadly she used you as a stopgap. Now she's being aggressive to push herself out and convince herself she's a strong woman who can dictate etc. I'd say the same about a man who won't be tied down. She's shown her true colors, so try to take a silver lining here. She is awful and you, once you're able to push past the grief, can forge that into anger. It's fecking hard, but don't let her dictate. She wants a strong guy. Try to go cold. Don't move out of your bedroom. While she's out, chuck her things into bags and move them out of the main bedroom. Toss her toiletries. Take down pictures. Be proactive. Try to seize the initiative for yourself. Don't wallow in self-pity if you can help it, because then you will lose the fight. Turn that love to hate if you have to. She didn't waste her time. She wasted yours. You were the one who forgave and tried to be the bigger person. You were strong. And she took that faith and dumped on it. Closure ain't happening, there's nothing neat here. Now it's coldness and you cutting that cancer away from your soul. For you and for your kids. She wants to be the new M's Universe at the local glory hole. She can go be a winner. You are a rock. Dependable. Solid. And tucking heavy when it rolls over people. Kind people are the worst to push too far. You know you can do it. I know you're probably scared too. But dig into that emotion of anger. Turn the grief into a weapon and give her what she wants. Because I bet as soon as you become less than agreeable she will go ape. The luster will wear off with this new app. If he is a manly man, I bet she will find herself as one of his side pieces before long while he finds something new. Then she'll be a single parent in an apartment trying to date without a convenient safety net. You will win in the end because she is a shell. She is empty. She is living in a fantasy world of her own creation. She will someday have to face up to what she is and does. Hell, she probably already is, which is why she's being so forceful. She has to be, or else she has to acknowledge she's a lying, sneaky backstabber with no tangible loyalty. She could have left nicely. Could have said she didn't love you and now realizes her motivations. She could have been gentle and at least gracious. But she's tried to destroy you. She's a monster and doesn't deserve your tears. Exactly. Well said. No, go talk to an attorney and make sure to keep you and your kids' interests in mind as you figure out how to deal with her going forward. Perhaps limit communications to things related to raising the kids and not anything else. Then, when this new guy gets thrown to the side, do not be the one to be there to pick her up. Instead, figure out how you want to live your life with your kids and go do that. Have fun. Teach and show your kids all the stuff you think is cool and awesome. Just be yourself and do not think about her at all. Enjoy your life. Others will notice. There will be other women that are more worthy of your love. When they show up in your life, take a chance and get to know them. Your great life partner is still out there. I couldn't agree more. It's time to go scorched earth. For not only you but also for your kids. You are a fecking poet. Bravo. Thank you. I honestly believe anger can be a positive emotion. It's meant to help us push through bad situations. And this is a perfect example. She was all in for reconciliation. Dude, she found your replacement during reconciliation. What you think happened during reconciliation wasn't what actually happened. She played you as her backup plan while she found someone else. If you never talk to her again, your life will be better for it. What she did to you she will do to the next guy, or he won't put up with her bullshit and he'll leave. Yes, I understand what you are saying. I was blinded by trying to hold us family together and forgiving her for what she did that I did not see. She was just waiting for another opportunity this time, do what she should have done last time. Unfortunately we have kids, so we have to be in contact, and we are getting a divorce. There is no coming back from this. Have some grace for yourself. Even after a decade it's hard to clearly see and understand what happened to you. You don't speak the language of beasts, so don't be discouraged when you fail to comprehend or predict the next move. Right now this distilled misery is your entire story. Soon it'll be a chapter. Someday it will be a paragraph you can't quite recall accurately. While not a consultation right now, there's tremendous advice from these loving peers. It appears the first infidelity was carpet swept. No consequences. This generally means they will do it again. Move her out today and not next month. Be the strong man and pack her crap. Place on the front porch. Change the locks. Not to worry. You will find another that loves and respects you. Keep the faith. She has already moved out temporarily but will take her rest of the belongings next month and moving in with him permanently. He also lives in a different city, so she couldn't take all her belongings. That's why this 1 month temporary move out. A few ideas to help you gain some confidence back. Get proactive on the divorce paperwork, have it served to her ASAP. Go for full custody of your kids, since she abandoned them. Go after her for child support. Start some new routines in your daily life, counseling, working out, etc. We are getting a divorce. I will be retaining a lawyer by the end of this month. We both agreed to that, and she is also saying she will not contest anything in the divorce, which I think is because her AP is rich and she thinks he will provide her for the rest of her life. Brother, lock down your finances now. Cancel all of your credit cards. Do not give her any means to run up debt that she will pass on to you, like the SDDS she attempted to. Lawyer up right now and get the ball rolling. Any family or friends you have, let them know what is going on. Let them know about the cheating that you probably have been keeping secret for her. Also let her family know. All the comments basically cuddling up are BS. He is right to feel the way he feels. His wife cheated on him. The ultimate humiliation for a man. And he forgave her. Yes, he is dormant. Yes, he is weak. Why are you lying to him? You are basically saying he did nothing wrong and not to change. He has to change. Yes, Op. Everything your wife told you is 100% true. The question is, are you gonna remain this way? You weren't a man in this relationship, but there will be a next relationship. You gotta be a man. Take accountability for your mistakes. Learn from it. And move on as a new and improved man. There. Some actual advice. Though love, but that's what you need. What did you expect? You took back a cheater and now you're feeling what? First time shame on her, but the second time. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.